Hello. Welcome, welcome. I am just getting ready for the live. Hi, Kathy. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to have you here. I am just testing sound, making sure that I can see myself. Looks like I can. Is that too bright? Yep. Okay, we're good. All right, so thank you. My name is Melinda Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Just a couple of minutes early for my live, but I thought I would get everything set up and test it out and see how we go. So the first thing I wanted to say is that I'm so sorry I wasn't able to do a live earlier in the week. We've had a rough couple of weeks here in this house. Everybody has been sick and we've had to rearrange some schedules and people are out of town. So thank you for hanging in there with me. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. Today, we're actually going to be using the Everything is Rosy medley. Everything is Rosy, if you don't already know about it or have it, is actually available on the clearance rack. And it is actually one of the favorite things that I have gotten from Stampin' Up. And I was recently working with this set here. Let me show you. I was recently working with Leave a Little Sparkle, and I thought to myself, this is a perfect stamp set to combine with the Everything is Rosy medley. Another reason that I wanted to mention Everything is Rosy is because we have another medley out for the holidays. It's called the Christmas Time Suite. It looks like you can actually get it two ways. You can get the entire suite, the entire medley, or you can get the bundle here. I actually haven't gotten this yet. This is a while supplies last, but this is just to kind of show you the imagery that they have here. But I did want to work with one of the medleys that I do have, so I can give you an idea of what that's like. So I think that you get so much in the Everything is Rosy medley. So let me just walk you through the products that you would actually get in that. So Everything is Rosy has a lot of sentiments and things that I think, even just with the fonts and everything, go perfectly with this. But this would be a separate purchase. So let me just say that outright. This would be an individual stamp set. And if you would be getting Everything is Rosy, you would be getting an entire medley. So this is the stamp set. They also have coordinating dies that go with this. I'm just taking a look on my desk here to see what I did with it. But anyway, let me go through papers and everything and then I'll get back to it. So you get 6x6 papers in this set actually. We're going to be using a bunch of these papers today for the cards that we're going to be making, but I just wanted to show you the top side and then the back side for each paper set that you would get. So there's that one, and then there's also this. So just so you can see, they're double-sided. Really beautiful, but I think my favorite thing about Everything is Rosy is the fact that its accent color here is rose gold. So I know that we get into gold and silver and copper for the holidays, but rose gold is also so beautiful, and you're going to get rose gold in the set as well. Cardstock, the foil cardstock. So let me just show you. You get a bunch of these papers. I don't have the exact count. I'll have to look it up. But there are quite a few. Plenty to work with over time. And this is something that you can use summer, spring. This is something that you could use for whether you're doing, cards for grown-ups or for kids. Just so many options. If you know anybody who actually really loves pink or something like rose gold for the holiday, they're a little non-traditional, then it could be great for that too. So here are the rose gold foil sheets that you would get, and I love these so much. I was really happy to get another opportunity to work with these in a demonstration because it was one of the very first things that I bought, and I wasn't quite ready to be on camera yet. So in addition, you would also get 2 sets of ribbon. You would get the Night of Navy with the rose gold trim, and you would also get this, I can't remember if that's called ruched, ribbon, and I believe that this color is Melon Mambo. So the embellishments that they have included here are these little, let me see if I can show this to you. These actually have protective covers on them. You would peel that off. That's why they look a little bit matte combined with the shine. But here I've used it as an accent right here. So they're like little mirror, but they're rose gold accent pieces. You would get that in the medley. You would also get some die cuts, which I've gone through a bunch of these. And just to kind of show you what those look like. This is one that's already been pre-stamped, but you can see, you know, they'll leave a little sparkle. So these are, you would just punch these out, and then they have some pre-done die cuts with the actual floral images. So they mimic the ones that actually come here in your stamp set. And then I think that's finally it. Yeah, so I mean, you can see how much that you would get. So if you are a bargain shopper, if you're a clearance rack shopper, I really just wanted to point this out because just for myself, I really do love this set. Looks like I've done some stamping in here too a little while back. See, you forget what you do. But yeah, so we're going to be working with this one today. And then another little add-on that I just wanted to mention, aside from working with the Leave a Little Sparkle unicorn set and the Everything is Rosy medley, is I'm going to be adding in the heirloom frames and dies. So this is just the Night of Navy cardstock and the Melon Mambo cardstock that we're going to be using. But these are so frilly and pretty. I thought that they would also be a nice add-on. So of course you could just do Leave a Little Sparkle, you could just do Everything is Rosy, you could just do your heirloom dies, or you could kind of combine it all, which is what I always end up doing. I try to keep my cards simple, but oh, here, I found the dies. I dropped them. Oh, some of the dies are actually over with my die cutting machine, but I'll show you those pieces. So just so I can show you that you would cut these out. Oh, if I can get them out. Oh, sorry you guys. Okay, so these would actually cut out your stamps. If I can line that up right. I think that's it. Well, I would have to play around with that, but you can see that you would be able to cut those out. And then here are some pieces that I did cut. So this is one of the dies that actually comes in the set, and then some little embellishment pieces as well. So this, you get these like little sprigs here, which we used along this side. And then also there are teeny tiny ones too, and I love those. So let's go ahead and make a couple of cards. I just recently made a birthday card for my niece with the Leave a Little Sparkle, and she loved it. It was so cute. And it was the very first time I had used the Wink of Stella to make a glittery unicorn, and it was beautiful. So we're going to be doing a couple of different things, but I don't know if I'm going to use Wink of Stella today or not. This is without, so this is just white, but I did color the hair of the unicorn with the lovely lipstick in light and dark, just real basic. I didn't color the unicorn at all, or the flowers, just the unicorn horn there. And then this one is actually, I don't know if you can tell that this is shiny, but this is actually this. So I forgot to mention that this also will come in the Everything is Medley suite. This one here, this is called Rose Gold. This comes in the set. And usually you would put this in to a little spritzer, and you could spritz, you know, kind of that rose gold shimmer all over. This is a paint. And you could spray it and get that nice little glow or a nice little technique going with that. But today I actually used it to stamp. Now, the one thing I do want to say about that for anybody who wants to use paint to stamp an image is that you have to clean your stamps right away just as soon as possible. So that is one thing that I did want to mention, just so that it doesn't dry and you don't have any trouble with your stamps. But just make sure you clean it right away. But it turned out really nice. I was really happy with it. So this is one that isn't colored at all. This is just stamped with the rose gold paint from the Medley. And then if you were going to stamp it and color it, that image would look like this. So let's go ahead and make some cards. All of this paper is from the Everything is Rosy, and this is also Everything is Rosy, all of this, except for the unicorn and then the base and the heirloom die. Those are the only things that are not. And on this one's a little bit simpler, but this has a little bit of the ribbon on here. And this is all Everything is Rosy except for the unicorn and the frame. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a card. I already have a card base that is cut here. And while I'm mentioning things that Stampin' Up! Has that they have recently released, this is actually the first time I'm going to be using the trimmer in a video, which I'm pretty excited about. So this trimmer, as of November 1st, is available for customers to purchase. It was available for pre-order for demonstrators first, but now it's available for everyone. So that's also exciting. I love our trimmer. This has a couple of different features with it, but let me just show you quickly the measurements for the card base. So the card is actually 5.5 by 9, and then I scored it at 4.5 to make the card. So that's our card base, and then all of my layering pieces are usually either just a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch smaller than the card base. So for this card, let's do the technique that I was telling you about, where we actually stamp with the paint. I think that that'll be pretty with this card. We're going to use the full unicorn for this one. And what I've been doing is I set aside a dauber. This is a larger dauber to kind of cover a little bit more area, but this dauber is literally just for this paint. So it's the only thing that I use it for. I actually just keep it with this set. But I'm just going to take the paint. I'm going to flip this over. Okay, so you can see that I kind of have the paint right there on the dauber. I'm just going to spread it around a little bit because I don't want it to be goopy. I wanted to, try to get an even distribution of the paint. So I'm just going to go over the image here. I'm just daubing on the paint lightly. And let's see, that looks pretty good. Let's see how this actually stamps. Okay, and I love that. I love seeing the rose gold unicorn. I just think that that is so pretty. So just like I was telling you, I'm just going to go ahead and hurry up, and I'm going to clean this off right now, just so that I don't have any problems with any paint sticking on here. And you can, take these over to your sink and wash them too, but I'm in the office, so let me try to get as much of that as I can. and just make sure I don't have anything left on the image. And then we can actually also stamp one of our sentiments with the paint. So let me see. Okay. Don't need a lot of that. So this will last, I mean, forever. You could have one of these little bottles for a really long time. I'm trying to remember what month I bought this in. It was a while ago. Let's see. Okay. So this is the sentiment from the Leave a Little Sparkle, and it's leave a little sparkle wherever you go. Okay. Okay, so just so that you can see how that goes, and let me clean this off too. Okay, so I've already cut my heirloom die pieces just for the sake of time, but I am going to fussy cut this out, meaning I'm going to cut this out with scissors. I'll save my scraps for more stamping later. I liked the idea of the unicorn actually jumping through the frame because they are magical creatures. You know, the concept that they could actually jump right off of the card, I just thought was really cute. So this is a wonderful stamp set to play around with. If you are tired or if you are grumpy, this is the perfect set because it puts you in a good mood immediately. I mean, it's, you know, the images like this and the concepts, the people that you're designing them for, you know, thinking about how happy it's going to make them, you know, all of that will just take away whatever your problems are that day, whatever stresses you have going on. In my case, everybody being sick, it just really gets your mind off of that and gets you back into business. So, just a really beautiful set. The imagery on here is so pretty, and it is really, you know, well done in terms of all of its sayings and everything, the sentiments about being magical and dreaming and believing, and then everything is rosy. You know, the whole concept there, everything is so pretty and so bright, and there are different versions of pinks and blues and golds, and it just all comes together to make a really beautiful floral but feminine set as well, I think. And the sentiments there are actually pretty versatile. So with everything is rosy, you have thank you and congratulations and, you know, birthday wishes about having a pretty birthday. So you can really combine these things. And if you're feeling stuck, you know, if you're thinking about designing and you're feeling stuck, just consider going back through your stash and seeing what you have that can coordinate and go with other, you know, individual sets that you have. Because I didn't think about everything as rosy for this at first. I was actually working on something else. And I found it in my craft room and I thought, oh my gosh, this would actually be perfect. So we have cut our unicorn. And now I'm going to pick a frame. So this is going to be the card base. So as we start to build up our frame, do I want to do pink on pink? Or do I want to do the blue? You have your options. And then we also have the rectangle versus the oval. Okay, so I think on my other card, I had her jumping out of an oval. So should I do the square, the rectangle? Maybe? Let me see. I do love the way that looks though. Okay. So there's the concept of the unicorn jumping. And let me just see what that looks like with the rectangle. I think I like both of them, honestly. All right, well, we'll do pink on pink, and we'll do the rectangle for this card. And so let me go ahead and grab some coordinating pieces. So let's play around with this. Let me try to use pieces that I haven't used on the other cards. And let me put them here so you can kind of see them for reference while I'm working with this. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Oh, hi, Becky. I'm just now looking up at the comments. So I do a lot of fussy cutting. I don't know about you, Kathy. I'm a detail person. I am constantly putting together lots of things, so I'm always fussy cutting. Let's see. I like this. I was thinking about using that on one of my other ones. So that's cool. And then how about some of the rose gold cardstock? I think that will be pretty too. And we can keep these on the simple side, so just for layering purposes, or we could get a little fancier. So this is what I mean by this. These are just clean cut edges, or you could do something fancier like the dies that I cut. So that's one of the beautiful things about using the rectangle. So when you have those clean edges, we could actually add in a little layer like this and kind of give it just that little extra oomph. I think that that's really pretty. So maybe let's do that for this, and we'll just build the card this way. So what I'm going to do now, before I do the detail pieces, is we're going to cut our layering pieces. So let me go ahead and do that. And just to revisit, here's our card base, which, like I was saying, is 5.5. So let me do 5 for this. I'm going to close it. So just so talking just a little bit about the trimmer. The darker sliding element is your cutter, and then the other one is your scoring tool. So when you're making a card and you're creasing it. And then for this side, we are at 4.5. So let me do 4 here. Okay. The one thing that's different about this trimmer versus our other trimmer is that this one locks, and I'm not used to that. Like when you put this down, that actually locks, which is nicer. I'm just not used to it. So it's been kind of popping up here and there. Did I cut that wrong? I think I did. Let me try that again. My goodness, what am I doing? Of course, naturally, it's because I'm live, right? So let's see. Let me try this one more time. We're going to do 5.25 for this one. Yeah, I'm really all the way wrong with my measuring. What am I doing wrong? It's because this is the 4.5. So we'll do 4.25. Okay. 4.25 by 5.25. And let me see if I have my brain straightened out here. Yes. All right, so we'll do the other one, 4 by 5. And let me see if I can find another piece of that paper real quick because I do like that imagery. So here are my extra pieces. I think you, if I remember correctly, you got 6 sheets of each pattern. And of course they're double-sided, but I do believe that you got 6 of each. I would have to look to be sure. But I do think that that's right. All right, so that's 4 by 5. And let's see how we do. Okay. Yes, that looks great. Okay, so this is our basic layering right here that we have going on. And then adding in our more detailed pieces. So for this one, I actually like that it continues like the back. You could have like inside your rectangle being either just a plain color or a different pattern. I do believe I did do that for, yes, for this card. I did a different pattern on the inside and then another pattern on the outside. But for this one, I like that it looks continuous like that. So I'm just going to leave it. So what we'll add are our sprig border pieces, and I'm just going to glue them to the back of the frame and kind of trim them off, and we'll see how that goes. So let me, as I'm building this card, just start adhering things. I brought the tear and tape into the office with me, so bear with me. I didn't bring my snail. My mom is here watching my son. She's really been helping out because I was really down and out yesterday. I'm not quite sure what we have. I don't know if it's a virus, but I know it's been going around, but just not fun. So let me put these down first. Okay, and then I'm going to put down the layering piece. I do love the tear and tape, I have to admit. I love how strong it is. It's a really nice, strong adhesive. I've been using it on a lot of my projects. Oh, Kathy, you have a hard time fussy cutting? Oh, I know. It can be tricky, especially depending on the image that you're fussy cutting. Some of them can be really, really intricate. But the good thing about, like flowy hair is that you can just kind of like wiggle around it. You don't have to be, so specific with the little wispies. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. Oh my goodness, you guys, I did the opposite side of what I said I was going to do. Of course I did. Can you believe I did that? Oh my goodness. Well, let's take a look and see how it is. Oh my goodness me, oh my. Well, you know what? We could just leave it like that, I guess. But part of me is like, I really want the other side. So one more time. This is the way it goes for crafters. You know what I mean? This is the way that we do stuff. All right, I'm going to try one more time and see if I can do this. All right. Now, let's put the adhesive down on this side. I mean, this is really beautiful paper. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't love it. It was just that I was kind of committed to the other pattern. I did use this paper on another one of the cards that I did while I was designing these. So, little shout out, but I really did want to try to use the variety because you get so many different pattern pieces. When you buy our designer series paper, just depending on which papers that you're buying, they come in different amounts. So this was quite a lot, a lot of a variety to choose from. Okay. I'm happy now. And let's see. They are just like that, Kathy. Oh my gosh, you are so right. And it is true that like when you're sick, your brain is just slower. I don't, I don't know why, but it is so true. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tear and tape. I'm going to go around I'm going to keep this kind of close to the edges here. I'm going to give myself like some wiggle room, but we'll lay down these border pieces right over top of the tear and tape. So now that we've actually gotten through Halloween, I hope everybody had a safe and happy Halloween, by the way. We did. Now it is time to kind of switch gears into Thanksgiving and Christmas. I personally really love Thanksgiving, not just for the food, which of course is the favorite. I love to bake, actually, but I also love Christmas, but I tend not to decorate for Christmas until the day after Black Friday, basically. I'm not a big Black Friday shopper. I don't know and I mean, I have friends who are, oh my gosh, they are crazy Black Friday shoppers, and I totally get it. I worked in retail for a really long time, and I kind of was like a been there, done that type of thing. So I don't really go out to the stores on Black Friday. I'm more of an online shopper. I think what I'm going to do, let me just lay this out here. Do I want to take that right to the edge or kind of go here? I think I kind of want to go here. Okay. We'll make that the starting point. I like to give myself a little accident room here. Okay. So this one is down. And then I'm just going to take my paper snips, and for the border part, for this part, I'm going to snip that off, but I'm going to leave the sprigs for now until I can kind of get an idea of how far out I want them to go from the rectangle. Okay. And then I can always, if we need to take off anything else, we can always do that later. So let me get my other border pieces on. For these shorter sides, I might actually be able to get away with 1 for 2 for both sides. So let's see. Okay. I'm sorry if that's really close to the camera. You refuse to go shopping on Black Friday? Kathy, you're with me. Oh my gosh, I know. It's I worked Black Friday for many years, and I would take the overnight shift. This was before I had Connor. I would take the overnight shift because that was when everybody was the nicest. And that was when everybody was really getting the blockbuster deals. And that was a little further back when they really used to try to make it when you would open the doors at midnight, you would get the best deals, and then those things would be gone in like 5 minutes. So we used to bring a lot of food, all the people that I worked with, and it actually ended up being a nice time. But yeah, it was busy, and there were times when you just did not sit down. So once I was done with all of that, I was really done. But it's true. I mean, you can get absolutely amazing deals and everything, but you can get them online too. So I've definitely had my fill of Black Friday. Okay, so let me just see here. I think I'm gonna do here, middle part. Yeah, that's pretty. Same deal. I'm gonna trim the bottom piece off, and I'll leave the sprigs for now. Okay. And if I have a spot here where I feel like it's a little blank, I might just tuck in a little filler. So let me see how that's shaping up. So here's my last piece. And all right, and let me take this one off. Okay, so let's lay this down and just see what it looks like as is. And I can decide if I want to add or take away. I love the way that looks. I think I'm actually just going to leave that. Let me take this little piece off. And I'm going to add in just a little sprig like I was saying right here. Yeah. So I'm going to put a little extra tape down just in that one corner. I'm trying to keep my hands close to the table. I'm standing up so that I can kind of see in my viewfinder, but I'm recording this on my phone. And sometimes it's really hard to craft while you're standing up. Okay, and the next question is, should I raise this up or should I keep it flat? I think I'm going to keep it flat because it'll be less likely to bend. I don't want to put adhesive all over every single one of these little branches. So we'll just stick this down. And actually you can see there's adhesive out here on these pieces. I'll put one more piece down, but for the most part, this thing should be fine. And then we'll put our unicorn in. Okay. And do I have a little piece sticking up here? Yes, I do. I forgot to trim a little piece off. Okay. Got it. Okay, perfect. All right, and then what did I do with my unicorn here? She is or he is, just depending on what you think about unicorns. I'm gonna put a little piece of tape back there. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, like I was saying about the holiday projects, I've been trying to plan out the rest of the year's projects, like videos, to film and everything, and I can't quite decide exactly when I should start Christmas because I have a lot of other cards to make too. So I don't know if I should just intersperse them or if I should just do like a whole bunch of Christmas videos, kind of like how I did with Halloween. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to add here is a sentiment. I'm going to use the die cut pieces. So I like this piece right here. And let's just see in terms of sentiments what we can use. So I have some that are already on the blocks. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go is a little bit big for this one. This one is a little bit on the thinner side. I kind of like the idea of stamping believe here, or we could do congratulations or thank you. Let me see about make your dreams come true if that's too big. I think that will fit. All right, let's try make your dreams come true. I'm going to keep it pink. I'm going to use my, I bring my ink spots into the office. I really like having these in here instead of having to lug all my full size stamp sets. But let's see. I usually do lives out in my dining room. There's a really good light. We have like an amazing window out there. But when Connor's home, he's really not having it with the lives. So let's see. If I can get that on there. Okay, that looks great. So we'll stick with that one. let me just get a little adhesive. I'm just going to put that right here. Okay. So you could do more sprigs or just leave this. I was really thinking it might be fun if you own these glitter enamel dots. They could be any dots that you have, but I just thought that since these were glittery and a little bit like multicolored, that they would be cute to use. So I'm going to pop these on, but if you want to stick within a kit or a system of your own, I actually like the idea of the big dots, but you could do the medium, the little, the small. I'm just going to pop those right here. Now, I like the idea of mixing, and this is just for personal preference for sentiment. So if in the case of you have Everything is Rosy or you're considering getting it and you already own Leave a Little Sparkle, I just think that the sentiments pair so well together. Like, so for example, Make Your Dreams Come True is from Leave a Little Sparkle, but this Congratulations is from Everything is Rosy, and you could put that on the inside here. I would have to put down a white piece and then stamp that, but I love that concept of, you know, make your dreams come true and then say congratulations. Maybe somebody had just graduated, you know, just depending on the occasion. So leave a little sparkle wherever you go, and then may your birthday be filled with pretty things. I think that those go really well together, and so does thank you. So sometimes when we're trying to think of different ways that we want to say thank you to somebody, if they go out of their way or they do something special, is to have something that you want to say maybe specifically to that person. Maybe that person that you know loves sparkle. Their personality sparkles. So you can make it a little more custom for them by saying thank you in that way. But anyway, let me just show you all of our cards here. So just once again, the trimmer, the paper trimmer, is now available for customers if you are in the market for tools. And then Everything is Rosy is on the clearance rack right now. Great deal for what you get in the set. And then of course, if you know anybody who believes in magic or unicorns, or just is a positive person who likes to believe, consider the Leave a Little Sparkle set. So here are just 3 different projects for you. So we have a congratulations, a thank you, and this could be just an everyday, an inspiration card, or this could be a birthday card. And you could have like a really fun gift card in there. Maybe if they have a dream of going somewhere like Disney, or, you know, just some place like that, a theme park, if you're getting them tickets for something, that would be really cool. So I hope that you enjoyed this live. Thanks again so much for hanging in there with me. The Christmas Time Suite, which is a limited while supplies last product, is also available now, and you can check that out by clicking the Shop Now button on my Facebook page. I am working on my website, so I really hope to have that updated for all of you soon, and I hope to do a proper launch, and I will announce details of that on my Facebook page when I get a chance. So if you haven't already liked this video and you liked what you saw, I would appreciate it if you could like this. If you're comfortable sharing it, I would appreciate it if you would share it, but absolutely only if that's something that you would like to do, or if you know somebody who would enjoy this type of content. You can find me across social media at Stamping with Heart, and that is Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and have a great day.